So, looks like this was a big temple once upon a time, lot of dilapidated buildings. These are the work of the great preachers. Like we said in the morning, the first set of preachers after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 3 people, 3 personalities. Srinivasa Acharya, Narottama Dasa Thakura and Shyamananda Prabhu. These were the first 3 preachers with the Shakti of Gauranga. All of them were very sad that they were born just after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They couldn't see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they were the Shakti of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to initiate the preaching. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did a lot of preaching, but real organized preaching was done by these 3 personalities. So that is how we covered Shyamananda Prabhu's place. This is another extension of Shyamananda Prabhu's place, Rasikananda, his own disciple. And then tomorrow, of course, we are in Howrah, Hooghly area, all the different small temples. Then we'll be going to Vishnupur, which is Srinivasa Acharya's place. Then as we go towards the border of Bangladesh, we'll see Narottama Dasa Thakura's place. So we are basically seeing the 3 main preachers. Their places are what is coming in this circuit. So many stories connected to these 3 personalities. They were sent by Jiva Goswami to bring all the books of the Goswamis by Jiva Goswami. All the Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, all their books were brought, you know the story, on a big bullock cart. The books were brought and it was stolen. So we'll be going day after tomorrow to the dacoit king's city called Vishnupur. Very beautiful place. That is Srinivasa Acharya. So we see the strength of the preaching of these acharyas all over Orissa and border of Bengal. Shyamananda did. North Bengal, Srinivasa Acharya did. Bangladesh, Narottama Dasa Thakura. Srinivasa Acharya went all the way to Tripura and also Manipur. So this whole place was actually preached organized way by these 3 personalities. And that is a footstep we are also following. The organized preaching form. The first temple was built by Narottama Dasa Thakura. The first Gopurnima was done by him in Keturi Gram, we'll see that. Where Janama Mata herself, Nityananda Prabhu's wife, she was present. So today also that is the same system we follow. Go to a place, take a place, have the deities installed and start preaching. This system is not something new. It is going on from Narottama Dasa Thakura's time onwards. They all went installed deities. But the difference is that these personalities got deities in their dream. They got deities from Radharani. We have to make deities and then install them. As Kali-yuga goes on, the strength of the preachers are going down, but the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shakti so was that with all our weaknesses, he is making us to preach, continue preaching this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But these preachers were Shakti avaged by themselves. Shyamananda, Narottama, Srinivasa. So Shyamananda Prabhu, as we read little bit in the previous temple, same line as Nityananda. So we are also Nityananda Vamsha, coming down from Janava Mata. And Narottama Dasa Thakura, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Gaur Das, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Siddhanta, then Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this is our line. However, as far as Shyamanandis are concerned, they have a little different, even though they are from Nityananda Prabhu's Vamsha, because of the Tilak mark, right? There's a little different, but basically we are the same parampara. So there was a controversy long time back in Vrindavan with this Tilak. Dukhi Krishna, the disciple of Jai Chaitanya, when he went to Vrindavan, he had this connection with Lalita. Saki and Radharani, and he got this tilak. All the people said that he took re-initiation from Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami has changed his name from Dukhi Krishna to Shyamananda. This whole kind of a controversy erupted in Vrindavan. So to solve this, his own guru from Mayapur, from what is the place? Ambika Kalna. From there, Gauridas Pandit's disciple, Jai Chaitanya, went all the way to Vrindavan to settle this issue. But then finally, to make the story short, that it was proven that this tilak was handed over by Radharani herself to Shyamananda, and he did not change anything. He considered Hridaya Chaitanya as his guru, but Jiva Goswami as his Shiksha guru for further preaching. So these great personalities, they all went to Jiva Goswami to learn. Narottama Dasa Thakura, who was a disciple of Lokanath, also went to Jiva Goswami to learn. Shyamananda, disciple of Hridaya Chaitanya, went to Jiva Goswami to learn. And Srinivasa Acharya, whose disciple? Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He also was given under the care of Jiva Goswami. So basically, Jiva Goswami, the real authority on Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Prabhupada said Jiva Goswami is the authority, especially because of the Shakshandarbha he wrote, conclusive truth about Krishna, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Right. And then Baladev Vidyabhushan. Today morning you went to his birthplace. So these personalities actually fixed Gaudiya Vaishnavism as authorized parampara within the Madhva Gaudiya parampara. Especially the Ramanandis and the Ramanuja Acharyas, they were saying there is no authority to the Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Where is your Siddhanta coming from? And where is your Bhashya on the Brahma Sutras? Unless we have a Bhashya on Brahma Sutra, you are not considered a authorized line. Because Sri Vaishnavas have their authorized Bhashya, Madhva has their authorized Bhashya, but what about Gaudiya Vaishnavism? So that was a challenge. That is when Baladev Vidyabhushan went to Jaipur. Right? We know the story how he took the blessing of Govinda, and in few days he wrote this Bhashya. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was a great authority those times, but he was very old. So he didn't go to Jaipur. He sent his disciple Baladev. So Baladev Vidyabhushan went there and he wrote this Bhashya and called it Govinda Bhashya on the 500 sutras of Brahma Sutra. So Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidyabhushan, and these three preachers, they were the solid foundation for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to create a big foundation for Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Before Bhaktivinoda Thakur revived it, there was a time when the whole Gaudiya Vaishnavism was almost lost, which was revived by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Not long back, 500 years back, still way down, 200, 300 years back it got lost. Then again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to revive the whole thing. And then Bhaktisiddhanta had to establish another foundation with his 64 Gaudiya Mats. And then it was for our Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, to take it all over the world. Now, Gaudiya Vaishnavism is like the authority, right? People say, oh, Janmashtami, the way ISKCON is doing, Abhishekam, the way ISKCON is doing. So ISKCON has become a kind of a benchmark for bhakti. So these great personalities have done great jobs. So we are visiting these people's place and remember their sacrifices and we are taking it forward. So all of us as preachers, we have our chota jobs and our chota deshas where we preach in different places. But there's a whole force behind that. It's a whole force behind this. It's a whole authoritative books, authoritative conclusions, right? And the whole tradition left by these people. So it's good that we take some time off and see all these places with the Vaishnavas to inspire ourselves and to charge ourselves and go and give it. The only difference is that these personalities were preaching to people who are very simple. May not be very Vedic, but 50, 60, 100 or 200 years back or 300 years back, people were much more simple. But for us, the challenge is we are preaching to hardcore. We ourselves are hardcore materialists, and we are preaching to hardcore materialists. So the difference is that, and they had the strength of Sanskrit and the strength of Vedic education. What do we have? We just parrot what Prabhupada said. That's it. But that voice of Prabhupada is so strong that it can change the hearts of thousands of people, even though it is just going through our mouth. So we are just postmen, delivering the message of Prabhupada to the whole world. He is doing the preaching. So the great personality who is doing preaching now and continuing for next 10,000 years is Prabhupada. So we are doing our part.